Final round of BPL22 about to get underway, and there are still 8 teams that can be in the finals, although it is going to be mightily difficult for some because the Melbourne Extreme from 10-6, they're now 10-11, 5 tiebreak losses in a row. That's what we left you with in the last match with the Pirates and the Extreme. I did say it. I did call it, Matty Lucas. I said it's tailor-made for the Extreme to drop it again, and unfortunately they have. But the Perth Suns, they beat the Sydney Lions, so they're 13-8, not quite guaranteed a top 2 spot because Moama equal on wins with them, and if Sydney win in straight sets in their match and Perth lose in straight sets, that could change, and Perth could drop out of the top 2, providing Moama win this contest with the Adelaide Pioneers. We'll get to the teams after I introduce these two. I've already kind of introduced Matt Lucas, but Connor Munnings, welcome to you as well.
Thanks, Val. Cracking games right across the green last round, so a lot of different results that could end up out of this round. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting.
100%. All right, so, Matty Lucas, let's have a look at this ladder. Perth on top, 13-8. The Steamers, 13-8. The Lions, 12-9. The Ospreys, by the skin of their teeth, getting through. They are 11-10. The Pirates, 11-10. Somehow in the finals as well. The Jets, 11-10. The Pulse, 11-10. The Extreme, 10-11. They have gone from fighting for a top 2 position to languishing in 8. This is one of the all-time drop-offs that I've seen. And then the Gold Coast Hawks, 9-12, title defence over. The Pioneers, their charge is over. The Saints, their charge is over. And the Tridents on 7-14, they're done as well. So Scott Thorburn leading for Wayne Rudiger. There's the team. Omar, Cass Millerick and Matty Bouse. We'll go have a look at the Pioneers as well. They're nice looking team there. Got Scotty Thorburn, Kate Lynch and Wayne Rudiger. Dan Flanagan has had to go home. So Henry Higgins has stepped into the coach's chair, and he said he's got a better record than Dan anyway, because when he coached, they made the finals. All right. Other matches, the Extreme and the Hawks, the Lions and the Pulse, the Jets and the Ospreys. That's huge. Winner of that's in.
Is in, that's right. That's an elimination final already.
So the winner of that is into the finals. The Saints and the Pirates, and then on the TV rink, we've got the Tridents and the Suns. So
if Moreton Bay happen to drop this game and the Pulse win theirs, then the Pulse and the Jets win against the Sprays. So Jets and Pulse can go in, Tweed and the Ospreys and Pirates can drop out. So there's really 7 teams in it at the moment, one playing an elimination final.
There is still a very Lloyd Christmas chance for the Melbourne Extreme, but they need everything to go their way. So their net sets are okay, +1. If they beat the Gold Coast Hawks in straight sets to go 11-11, the Pulse lose to the Lions, and the Ospreys win, the Lions win, and the Saints win, and the Jets win, and the Extreme win in straight sets, then they're in.
Yeah.
But all dominoes are facing in different directions and need to fall. So I think they've done their dash, and you'd probably say that it's 7, but there is a faint glimmer of hope for the Melbourne Extreme. Moama fighting for a top 2 spot here. Yeah, we've seen some big drop-offs on the final day, or the final day and a bit before BPL 10, the Adelaide Pioneers, in their very first event. I think we're sitting on top going into the final day of the competition. I've got the ladder graphic in front of me here. Might have been BPL 11. And they were sitting on top. going into the final day. Or they were in the top 2. That was second with a round to go and dropped out of the finals.
It's cruel, isn't it?
Yep.
So Steamers just holding one at the head. He's had a couple of really good attempts at it. He's out on a nice line. Just needs it to run, sneak up past. It's turning into Omar's front bowl. A very gentle draw here from Aaron, I'm sure, on the backhand. Probably won't even mind if he doesn't quite reach here. Yeah, it's nice and safe.
So, we've of course got the All-Star team tonight to be announced. We've got the Grand Final MVP, the regular MVPs, the Steamers net of 1. There's a lot of players that I reckon would be in contention and vying for an All-Star position. If you're looking at the tournament so far, Jamie Lee Warsnop, I think, has been fantastic. Christina Christic or Van Nierop, done it again. She's been mighty for the Perth Suns in terms of her body of work. Dawn Heyman is always thereabouts. Same with Kelsey Cottrell. Karen Murphy's been pretty pivotal. So that'd be interesting. And then the MVP and All-Star team as well. Aaron Sheriff, they've had a lot of wins. Carl Healy might be up there. Nathan Black again, possibly. Just look at the teams that have had a lot of wins. Alex Marshall has been the man for the Moreton Bay Pirates. Gary Kelly could be up there as well.
They picked best driver, then he might be.
Oh, yeah. He would be.
He would be.
He would be the best driver. We should do that. Get a car sponsor, best driver of the BPL, and you get a car. Incentivises Jack Pitts. So the Steamers leading 1-0 as they fight for top 2. If they win this, they finish top 2. If they lose, they're at mercy of the Sydney Lions, who are taking on the Melbourne Pulse. Gold Coast Hawks have netted a 1 against the Melbourne Extreme up next on the next rink over.
Got to tell you, playing some weight here. Very good decision early on. Opens it up for Wayne Rudiger.
It's funny, looking around, you can just see who is going through the motions in this final round. The Gold Coast Hawks, their body language is sort of a little bit dour. The Melbourne Extreme look mightily dejected because they know what chance that they've had to make the finals tonight and they've blown it. The Melbourne Pulse still fighting, but Gary Kelly looks a bit dejected too because they've blown an opportunity against the Steamers. That was a big opportunity as well. Holding shots in that tie break, but when you're taking on Aaron Sheriff, mightily difficult. Moreton Bay against the Sydney Saints. The Pirates somehow, they've never really featured at the forefront of my mind to make finals. They've not really hung around in the top 5 for a lot of this competition.
As Ali said yesterday, they've played so good. You know, he's been scratching his head as to why they're actually not in there, you know. So maybe starting to get some rewards for the effort in the back end of this competition.
If they feature in finals, you know it's going to be loud. Pirate Cove was humming last night, but it can be louder. So.
Really drawing this one in beautifully. So it's 1 apiece after 2. Steamers power play by the looks of things.
So around the rinks, the Lions leading 2-0 after 1. The Jets leading 3-0 after 2 against the Ospreys. Will Tweed make the finals? Will the Jets be able to try and go one better tonight? If they're there, you'd back them. If the Ospreys are there, you'd also back them. The Moreton Bay Pirates, they're in a dogfight as well against the Sydney Saints.
Gauss coming about 5 or 6 inches short of the jack, right on the centre line. Just got to get into jack high with that one.
So I'm just wondering whether if the Melbourne Pulse beat the Sydney Lions in straight sets, whether there is danger of the Lions dropping out of the 5. I think that they're okay. I think the top 3 are actually all good.
Yeah, they need the...
So the Ospreys can jump them if they lose.
Yeah,
the Pirates can jump them, but the Pulse can't. So the Pulse actually can equal the Lions on wins, but can't get them because they're net sets. And one of the Ospreys and Jets. So that
if they win in straight sets and they lose in straight sets, but then
0-2, yep. So the top 3 are actually home and hose. The only positions that we're playing for here are 4th and 5th.
Yep.
The Perth Suns can still miss out on top 2 if they lose in straight sets. And if the Lions win in straight sets and the Steamers win. So all Perth have to do is win a set, and they're locked into the qualifying final tonight against the Tasmania Tridents.
I think if the Steamers win, they'll play the Suns, will they?
Most likely, yes. Perth just have to win a set, and, well, the Tasmania Tridents lead 5-0 after 2. But the way Tassie have been going, like the Extreme, you feel as though they win the first set and then it goes to a tie break and then it's anyone's guess. Like what happened this morning. That has been a big trend for Tasmania across this competition. And again, tie breaks the enemy, like they were in their very first event, the Tridents and the Extreme. Tie breaks the enemy.
A rumble from Rudy. Steamers hold the shot after the dust settles. Moama with a little opportunity to touch the jack, foot up the line. He's right in the area. He's right in the area. What a shot, Omar. That's brilliant.
Brilliant. You're right.
Delicious.
Gorgeous. Connor, you got one? Oh, he's taking his mic off.
Scrumptious.
Yeah, I like that one.
There's a 20-cent piece space where Omar could have made a 5, and I reckon he's made 5. Rudy trying to chop it down. He might have got 5th shot.
Yeah, but Omar can just sit that away, make a 6.
Well, Omar can probably just draw a shot on his shot bowl and make the 6.
You know what it is. There's a red jack.
Yeah, that's right.
So, this to make a 12.
It's like a 9 darter in darts, isn't it?
Yep. You do not see many of these. Aaron Sheriff is on the trot.
He's just got to run.
Get it to run. Oh, I reckon it's close.
No, I think he's just shy.
3 taken out, 4 taken out. I think they're going to measure for this. That's a big high 5. This is gargantuan. Is that the 5th taken out?
No, I don't think it was in the count. I don't think it was in the measure even.
Oh, we'll double check.
I think it's 4 looking for 5. It's definitely 5.
Yep. And Aaron Sheriff walks past and says 10 bag. Wow. 11-1. Henry Higgins calls a power play for the Pioneers, but that is a humongous end for the Moama Steamers as they chase a top 2 position. 10 shots to 1. Or 11 shots to 1, I should say. That is, you don't see that every day. Can the Pioneers respond? Can they get a 5 of their own?
Yeah, a couple of handy openers. Saw in the last end bowls that were a foot to 2 feet past. All ended up in the count just about. There's nothing wrong with those ones there. Scotty T draws the absolute.
Oh, the Tasmania Tridents lead 7-0 after 3 ends in the first set against the Suns. Oh no. The Saints lead 5-0 after 3 against the Pirates. It's all happening. The Jets 4-0 against the Ospreys. So Tweed, they're not in danger, are they? Or are they?
I don't know. Bring out the abacus. Scotty T getting a little touch on the jack as he sneaks past into the 3-spot region. Actually sets up really nicely. Any touch on Scotty's shot bowl. Looks like it's heading towards his back bowl now.
Melbourne Extreme 5-1 on the next rink over. Leading the Hawks. The Hawks have called a power play, holding a couple.
Pretty good finish there for Omar. We just about need a camera on every rink here, don't we?
We do. There's so much happening. It's sometimes you actually lose focus on the match that you're commentating.
Yeah,
and,
easy to do.
And this one is holding huge ramifications for Moama because they're on the verge of possibly securing top spot on the ladder for the first time since BPL 18.
It's a good shot from Aaron.
Went out in straight sets that night. Lost to the Ospreys in the extreme. It was the last time they made finals. Well, they'll make it again. On the back of bringing in Matthew Bouse. And the man that Matthew Bouse replaced, Kane Nelson, he's also going to feature in his first BPL final for the Sydney Lions. The story of the tournament so far has been that of the Perth Suns. Can they win the franchise's very first final?
Trying to draw the shot. Okay, Scotty's instructions are try to wriggle through on the forehand, get that jack moving out to the backhand side of the rink. I've seen a few of those just sort of hanging with some extra weight.
So the adjudication, 1 double to 2. 11 shots to 3. First set done and dusted for the Steamers. They'll get the job done. I think Cass Millerick is going to make her introduction, as is Caitlin Inch into the contest. So get their eye in. The Hawks have netted a 3 double to 6 on the next rink over, so they lead it 7 shots to 4. The Extreme have called a power play, so need to get a 2 to win the opening set. The Pulse and the Lions, can't see the score, still 3-2 in favour of the Lions. 4-2 in favour of the Jets over the Ospreys, 1 in to go in the first. Sydney Saints lead 6-0 over the Moreton Bay Pirates as Rachel Roger brings us some coffees. What an addition she is to the events team.
Sorry about the ditch camera. It's going to be a bit wonky down that end because I had to get out of the sun. It's frying the phone, so it's put it under shade. It's going to be a bit off centre.
I should have gone for the ice latte like you, Connor. That looks very, very nice. Because the barista, the coffee's nice, but when it's warm, you don't want a scalding hot coffee.
I'm not a coffee man at the best of times, so.
Oh, really? Okay.
I love my coffee, but that's the weather, it's too hot.
Feel that. Yeah, that's a bit warm. Coffees need to be ready to drink. Any baristas out there listening? But back to the bowls. So, first set going through the motions. We know that it's going to go the way of the Steamers. Scott Thorborn, two-time MVP. His campaign will be over at the end of this contest. Same with Rudiger and Inch. They're done, the Pioneers. We know that. But they're going to try and do whatever they can to make it stressful for the Moama Steamers. Jets have won the first set over the Ospreys. So there's a way that the Ospreys can still lose and make it, but then they'll be at the mercy of other results because they need to make sure that the Pirates don't go above them, playing the Saints, who are in complete control at the moment, and they need the Lions to win. So they could still lose and finish 5th. So genuine chance. The Gold Coast Hawks have won the first set over the Melbourne Extreme. 8 shots to 5, so the Melbourne Extreme's day and tournament just keeps getting worse and worse. The Hawks want to try and end their title defence with a win. And that will do for the end of the opening set. Steamers get it. The Pioneers score a 2. 11 shots to 5. Back into the second set. Scotty staying on. So Moama, they'll like that very much. The Tasmania Tridents, I don't know if there's any power plays because we can't see anything, but they're 8-0 to the good against the Perth Suns. So you back them in to get the first set. Well, Sydney down 4-3 against the Melbourne Pulse. So there is still so much happening. We still have no idea who's going to end up in this top 5. We know that 3 teams are in. They've done the job. It's the last 2 spots that we're playing for. The Melbourne Extreme, they are done. The loss of that set has ruled them out of the tournament. So from 8, we go down to 7. Aaron Wilson, he looks fired up. So does Paul Foster. This would be something special from the Geelong Jets. They've been the quiet achievers throughout this competition. They've not done anything too flash like what they did in Moama when they went 18-4 in the home and away rounds.
Just saw a big drive there from Gary Kelly, trying to remove 2 of the shot bowls from the Sydney Lions, got both of the bowls, and then happened that one of the other bowls that wasn't in consideration ended up screwing back up the green and is holding shot for the Sydney Lions.
So nice delivery from Caitlin Inch. Ends up as the shot. Steamers just need to keep doing what they're doing because the way that the Suns are going, Steamers might be able to secure that minor premiership. Although I believe finishing first and second, there's really no difference.
No.
You want a top 2 spot. Of course, if you finish first, then you at least get that bragging right, but then it also puts a target on your back at the same time. It's very rare that the minor premier actually always does go on to win. We don't see it that much.
Well, Omar's lived with a target on his back. I don't think it'll worry him. Widely regarded as one of the best in the business.
Well, he wants the target on his back. And in fact, the last team that did finish first on the ladder to win it was Moama at BPL 17. So it has been a very long time between drinks.
Another good shot going in from Scotty T.
But since BPL 12 in this 12 to 22, as this one goes through from Aaron Sheriff. Not a bad finish. 2 shots to the Pioneers at the moment. Scotty T trying to add some more.
Caitlin Inch ready to declare the head just about.
Yeah, she's got the mat ready.
Scotty T, one to come.
And he backed himself in to draw a third. He wants it to run.
Yeah, just got to wriggle up there. They run pretty straight just in that area. He's done well.
Yep, that'll do. Caitlin very happy she didn't kick the bowls away. 3 to the Adelaide Pioneers. So since BPL 12, in minor premier, or the top of the ladder, has only won on 3 occasions. That was Tweed at BPL 13, the Melbourne Pulse at BPL 15, and Moama at BPL 17. So top spot doesn't always guarantee you a victory. But in this final 5 format, it's only happened on 2 occasions. Because that BPL 13 from Tweed was the last of the 8-team format.
Yeah.
But they went and only lost 1 game that week, the Ospreys.
That's incredible.
To do that at BPL level, the only team that beat them was the Steamers, who they took down in the final. But they were imperious at that tournament, Club Tweed, or the Tweed Ospreys. They went back-to-back, became the second franchise ever to do that, and had won 3 and 4 at that point.
Yeah, you're right. Looking across the greens, you can see that there's a few distance stares going on now.
Us included, because, do you know what, Matthew Lucas and Connor Munnings? The Melbourne Pulse have won the first set over the Sydney Lions, 6-3. So I reckon that guarantees the Perth Suns a top 2 finish. Yep.
Yeah, it does.
The Suns are in the top 2. They will play in the qualifying final tonight. It's just whether they finish first or second. Moama, however, still need to worry about the Lions. So Perth don't know it yet because they've lost the opening set against the Tridents 8-1. They lead 4-0 after 1 in the second. So that is a very Tasmania result.
It happens.
A lot. Something about those teams that came in for BPL 14. So hit me with your best shot comes on over the PA system. What is Scott Thulborn's best shot? The inaugural MVP of this competition.
Misfire. from Scotty.
So what we'll do, ladies and gentlemen, we will remain on air with you until this round is fully complete, because then we'll go through all of the finals positions and just let you take it all in. We'll bring it all to you. So the Perth Suns are in a qualifying final. This is their highest finish ever at a BPL. They've never finished top 2. Third was their best, but that was in the 6-team competition back at APL 1. And they've broken that. So well done to the Perth Suns. It's a team that you genuinely can be happy for. They pluck away. Aaron Sheriff with some weight, not working.
Oops.
And it's one that nobody expected, Matt Lucas. We thought that, this was a flash in the pan, like we've seen with the Tridents, where they've been up the top for a couple of days and then things have dipped, but they have remained steadfast. They've kept their same formations. They haven't changed, and it's worked. And they've finally found something that's worked. Ben Leggett has come in and gelled with Chrissy and Carl perfectly. Chrissy's first sets have been mega. Carl's skipping in the tiebreak has been just superb. And this is a story that I think a lot of people can get around. So well done to the Perth Suns. And Bowls WA would be so happy to see their franchise back into the BPL finals. The first time in 1,706 days. Aaron Sheriff with some weight pushes it back. And that Adelaide Bowl waiting in the wings. They're going to get a couple here.
He's managed to roll another 2 Adelaide Bowls past their deepest. So I think it'll be a 3.
Yep, Bronwyn Torrens with 3, so 6-0. Kevin Anderson pulls the power play sign, so double shots on offer. Well, the Steamers' spot in the top 2 now might be in jeopardy, although the Sydney Lions are in a bit of danger. So this is shaping up to be some sort of a finish, because the Jets and the Ospreys, the Jets have won the first set. The Ospreys now, they're leading 2-0, the Jets in the second set. 4-0 now. So Geelong, they can touch it. They can smell the finals. Are they taking off the runway, Matty?
Just watching Corey play a running shot down there, killing, respotting, and it's going right next to a Jets bowl. So, yeah, I think they can. Just asking for clearance.
So the Tweed Ospreys have only missed finals at this venue on 2 occasions. And those 2 occasions they finished 9th and 10th, so second last and last.
Yeah, they went through a little patch where it was rocks or diamonds.
Yep. Oh, yeah, well, Aaron Tees, so his first BPL was last. His second was a win. His third was a win. His fourth was a last. His fifth was a win. His sixth was a win. His seventh was a last. Or something like that.
Yeah.
It was either top or bottom for Teesy. Quite incredible. But the Ospreys have only ever missed finals here twice. They've played 6. The other 4 times they've made the finals, Matt Lucas. What have they done?
They've won it.
Yep. So if they're not in, it's not great. But if they're in, you would back them in to go all the way, the Tweed Ospreys. They just find something on Friday nights. And it's Halloween, so they like to sneak up behind somebody.
Spooky.
Scare them.
Yeah, don't worry. They'll be scaring a few.
The spooky sprays.
If they make it. Well, they look like making it.
Oh, not yet.
Well,
Not yet, because, I don't know, I'm checking what's happening with the Saints. So the Saints have won the first set over the Pirates, which means that the Jets would overtake the Ospreys based on current results. And even if the Pulse beat the Lions... So the Pulse are hoping that the Ospreys win.
yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yep.
So because if the Jets win, the Pulse actually cannot catch
Tweed.
Oh, no, they can, sorry. They can jump them on the same amount of wins, yes. So the Pulse are actually sitting in a live top 5 position at the moment against the Jets.
Good shot there from Moama. Because I barely watched the bowl. I'm just trying to consider everything that's going on.
This is what the last round is, Matty. It's so good. It's so good.
Scotty T absolutely nailing it with his last front toucher right on it.
Scott Thorburn, he wants to be a thorn in the side of the Steamers. He really does.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the Ospreys will be a little annoyed if they lose because the Lions have lost the first set against the Pulse. So that means that if the Ospreys were to win and the Lions were to lose, Tweed would jump into the top 3.
They've got their work cut out from the boys. Are 6-0 down now after 3.
That's very danger.
Oh, Scotty doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to do that.
Yeah.
He's just sort of made that a little bit easier.
Yeah.
For Aaron.
Bit of a yum-yum for Aaron.
Oh, I don't think it's quite a yum-yum, but it was diabolical the way it was sitting, and now it's just less diabolical. Yeah, he gets an opportunity to play on his backhand, turn the... it's a bowl short of Jack High. He's got his first touch up. He gets to turn that over twice or 3 times, and Jack's popping over there for a 3 double to 6.
So it's not a yum-yum. Could it be a yum?
It would be delicious if he got it for the Moama Steamers.
He's not too happy with this at all because he crashes into Cass Millerick's front bowl. And it's 2 more to the Adelaide Pioneers who are forging back into this contest. They are now 8-0 to the good. And no power play from Henry Higgins as of yet. Matty Bouse coming back into the rink. Cass Millerick will sub off, I believe. Will she be picking up her bowls? Or is Aaron Sheriff the one that's subbing off? No. Cass picking up her bowls. BPL Cup in just under an hour's time, 1 o'clock. Paradise Point up against St John's Park, 2 juggernaut clubs, one on the Gold Coast, one in Sydney's West. Looks like the Melbourne Extreme might be heading off to another tie-break because they're 7-0 up after 3 against the Hawks in the second set. So, oh boy, surely they wouldn't lose 6 in a row, would they? Surely not.
Seems a little bit macabre from you. Almost like you're willing it to happen.
I'm not, because it's pretty painful for people, but my word, it's like, you just feel like it's going to. I remember in their first event, I spoke to Carla Krasanik, and I said, oh, those tie breaks. And she goes, please don't mention the T word. Because it was heartbreaking to see. When you can see someone's complexion change on a dime? And then what they did, they were a set and 4-2 down against the Gold Coast Hawks, who were sitting in the 5. And the Hawks had to win that match to get into the finals. They were 4th. And the Extreme won a tiebreak. The Hawks missed.
Oh, yeah.
That was when Aaron Sheriff was playing for the Hawks. He actually won the MVP at that event. As Matty Bouse sends this one down. Landing in a pretty okay area. Not going to get in. So the Jets have just got a 2 double to 4 on the power play. And it's a white jack, so Geelong are in the finals. The Geelong Jets have come from the clouds and are landing quite nicely. I'll tell you what, Matt Lucas, the Moreton Bay Pirates are in a spot of bother. A set and 3-1 down against the cellar dwellers, the Sydney Saints.
Cellar dwellers is a bit harsh, isn't it?
Well, they've been in the bottom 2 for the majority of the competition.
Yeah, I think they're only a game or 2 behind Pirates, aren't they?
2.
2 games, yeah.
Yep. If they end this with 10 wins, that's majestic.
Huge second half, yeah. They'll be just kicking themselves for the slow start.
They were 2-9.
Yeah.
And they could end with 10 wins. Talk about finishing with a wet sail. And it seems as though 11 wins is going to be what could get you into the finals. Might be 12.
This is a pretty important shot here from Scotty. I'm just sensing a little bit of Omar magic. Potentially 5 on offer. If this goes scooting past, it's a good shot. It lands on the bowl. The boys are just having a look to see if there's an opportunity to get both of those bowls. Perhaps even try and hang around, or looks like you might be able to do it on the backhand underneath. He's nominating the kill. He wants this to hold a bit. Is he? He's got the jack.
Oh, but it's not. Where's it gone?
Yeah,
He's telling it to get out. It's wanting to. I think Matty Bouse says, yep, you got it. So that killed end means that we'll probably... No. Yes, it was a killed end in the end. So still 8-0 after 3. And now we'll probably finish this one at the end and conclusion of all the others. So we'll be able to bring you everything that happens as it happens. Or everything that happens as it happens. Sydney Lions 5-2 up in the second set against the Melbourne Pulse as they fight for top 2. The Perth Suns guaranteed top 2 in their second set against the Tasmania Tridents. They are 7-2 to the good after 3, so they're looking like they're going to make it very nicely indeed. They'll get a nice little rest before the third game of the evening. No problems there for the Western Australians and Carl. It was set up so nicely for Moreton Bay to steal a final spot, but they are looking like they are in a perilous position against the Sydney Saints. They need to win to guarantee their own spot in the finals. Ospreys could still lose and make it. They need results to go their way, though. So the Leeds bowls are done. Once Matty Bouse conjured up as they try and win this in straight sets. The Steamers 8-0 down. They're going to have to pull something out of the hat because their power play's done as well. Pioneers still have theirs. Been a mightily high-scoring match. 16 shots scored in the first set. 8 already in the second with 2 ends to play. Jets win. They're in. They will feature tonight Matt Lucas and Connor Munnings.
There we go.
It's a different road to finals for them than back at Moama. Moama, they absolutely took the competition by storm this year. They've kind of just scraped into that 5.
Yep. Well, bizarre shot or bizarre stat from Tweed is that they've scored the most amount of shots out of any team in this competition and conceded the fewest. Their shot difference is the best out of anybody, and they might miss.
Yeah, similar thing happened a few years back. I remember the Hawks missing out with a real positive.
That was BPL14, so
yeah.
that was the one where the Extreme finally won that tiebreak.
Yeah, right. There you go.
So
yeah, it can happen. Win a lot of sets by a bunch and then lose by 1.
Yep. So the
Lose a
Hawks
tiebreak.
at that tournament were 8 wins, 10 losses, but most shots scored. They were the only one that went above 200. So 2 teams stuck on 200, but they were 223. 174 conceded, which was the second least. Plus 49, plus 3 net sets, didn't make it.
Yeah, it's rough, isn't it? Well, more value on a W
Yep.
than any of those stats.
So Matty Flapper, he's happy. He's flapping his wings like a jet. Not really, but I'm sure he will. They're in, and they're happy.
Yeah, it's flaps down, jets away.
A shot from Aaron Sheriff. And it is a 1 to the Pioneers. So the set's over. We know that. We're going to a tie break. Another one on Ringside Live. Power play to Adelaide.
Coach Wayne Rudiger flapping the power play sign around.
The Melbourne Extreme, they're looking like they're going to force a tie-break against the Gold Coast Hawks. And if 11 wins gets you in, and say the Extreme beat the Hawks, it'll be the 4th time in their franchise history that they've missed out on net sets. So tiebreak it is. Extreme and the Hawks, the defending champs, their tournament will be over. Unfortunately, well before they would have liked. The Pulse and the Lions.
Yeah, Sydney Lions 5 to 2, but Gary Kelly's got a chance here to make a little number, I think. They're holding 1, or is he just drawing? He might just be on the draw. I thought he might have been trying to remove a bowl, but if they can score a 2, it'll be within 1 going into the last end. Alan likes it.
It's a nice bowl from Caitlin Inch. Gary's gone through. They've made 1. So 5-3 going into the last end. The Sydney Lions look like they might be on their way to a tiebreak. The Melbourne Extreme are. Jack McShane, I think, is going to run the Jack in the pit. Not sure why they haven't tried this in the other 5. And he's got the Jack in.
Maybe that's why. Respot. Yeah, he's got a toucher in the ditch, though.
Exactly right.
I could certainly play a draw shot and miss by that far. See, Caitlin just tidying up her good work there. Turning the bowl over onto the line, getting a back bowl.
The Perth Suns, they were 7-1 in front. Tassie have just netted a 3, double to 6 on their power play, I believe, unless they scored a full count. 7-all going into the final end of that second set. Be a nice way to finish for the Tridents, that's for sure. Just going through the motions, Cass on the rink getting her eye in before the tiebreak. Really important one for the Steamers. They need to shore up top two. Lions still chasing them down. It's been those two for the majority of the competition, but Perth have just overtaken them all. Christina Van Nierop is watching, so I think Tasmania's won. The Tridents. My word.
When they don't go to a tiebreak, they usually win.
Result hasn't been quite put in as of yet. No, they got them 8-1, 8-7, so they've lost in straight sets of Perth. Which means that Moama could finish on top of the table. Should they win? And I'll tell you what, if the Sydney Lions lose, the Geelong Jets could finish in the top three.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't that be something from the Jets? So we're off to a tiebreak. It's 1 to the Pioneers. They clean sweep the second set, and you double that to 2. So that is 11 shots to 0 after losing the first, 11 shots to 5. So 27 shots scored across this match so far.
There's a bit of shenanigans going on now in Rink 2.
Well, what's interesting here, Val, is Pioneers won 8 out of 10 ends.
They have.
Yep.
They have. It was just that 10. The 5 doubled to 10 on the power play. This might be the Henry Higgins effect.
Great opener from Cass.
Extreme win next door.
They didn't, did they? They got one. They got one. They end the run of 5 in a row and will wonder what could have been. That hurts if you're Melbourne Extreme. One more of those tie breaks and they're in the finals.
Brilliant shot from Caitlin Inch. Backhand draw shot. Front toucher. Cass is after it.
And I'll tell you what, gentlemen.
Oh, she's middled it. Perfect. What a shot.
Incredible from Cass. So, the Moreton Bay Pirates, done. The Sydney Saints have ended on 10 wins for this competition and have ended the finals hopes of the Moreton Bay Pirates. And if the Lions win over the Pulse, the Tweed Ospreys will still remain.
Well, they've gone to a tie break.
Yep.
The looks of things.
Might see if we can just get a sneaky little camera over there after this end concludes.
Rudy on the backhand with weight. Again. Picked off the shot bowl clean. Leaves Maddie Bowser's bowl there for shot. Instantly knew he needed a little bit on that.
So we still don't know the finishing position of any of the top 5 or 6 or 7.
Well, Moreton Bay can't make it, can they?
No, they're out.
No.
They're out on net sets at the moment. If the Pulse win, they'll be out by a win. But if the Lions win, 11 wins will get you into the finals. But a lot of teams will miss out. I'm going to get a camera over to this Pulse and Lions game, which will decide if the Pulse make it into the finals. They've got a do or die end. And it's going to come down to Gary Kelly's last bowl. Right here, though, Moama currently holding shot and top spot on the ladder.
I think both these skips are sort of playing a shot as if they're down. Don't want to leave it to a measure.
Will Adelaide end up on 10 wins? Can they hit the double figure mark? Oh, that I reckon has...
I don't know if that actually helped.
I don't think it has. I reckon they're going to shake hands. Let's see what happens here. They're favouring it. Yep, they're not bowling it, and the Steamers finish on top of the ladder at BPL22. So they will feature in tonight's qualifying final, and they'll take on the Perth Suns. They are back in the finals for the first time since BPL 18. And Aaron Sheriff looks reinvigorated. The Adelaide Pioneers, a fine event. Not finals like the last 4 editions, but 9 and 13 were close enough at times, but the net set's just not quite there for the Pioneers. And as we move over to the Sydney Lions rink, final couple of bowls coming down. So this is what it looks like at the moment. The Lions holding 2 against the Melbourne Pulse. So this determines whether the Lions finish in the top 3, whether the Pulse make finals, or whether the Ospreys make finals.
Barry Less has played an absolute stunner. Drawn a front toucher. Come at the hour. Come at the man.
That's from Aaron Sheriff, providing the gold. So the Moama Steamers, they are on top of the table. Perth finish in second, their highest ever finish at the BPL. They'll play in a qualifying final, third up tonight.
Sorry, go on.
The Melbourne Extreme are currently in 6th position. So that will hurt because one of those tie breaks would have had them in over the Ospreys at the moment. But the Pulse might end that anyway. So we'll go through the final ladder. The bottom of it is all set. So the Melbourne Pulse currently on a live ladder. They sit in 8th position. If they win this end, they will jump 3 spots and into the finals. An unlikely finals appearance, albeit. But Nathan Black has 2 bowls to change this because they might be involved in an elimination final against the Pulse in the very next match they play. So this is where it all sits. This is the end. Tell you how it's coming down. He's on his backhand, I think. Forehand. Has come around now. Forehand, Nathan Black.
They're starting to get pretty excited about this. He hasn't, has he?
Well, he's gotten very, very close.
Wowee.
And he's got one more to do something about it. Has he made it better for himself, though?
He certainly has. He's exposed the jack for his next bowl. Potentially even can get through his Looks like Kane's bowl in the front. Turn that through the shot bowl. Gosh, he must have had probably an eighth of a bowl to see there of Barry Lester's front toucher. That is some shot.
Gary Kelly with his penultimate bowl. He does not want to have to bowl his next.
It's a little bit high.
All right. Pretty much the same bowl for Nathan Black.
That's Karen's instruction. That bowl's popping right out of the head now. So just get on the Kane's front bowl. Can almost pick his weight. He likes it. He's chasing. He's still interested.
Oh, what's he done?
He's got the front bowl.
They're shaking hands, and somehow the Melbourne Pulse are into the finals. How on earth has this happened? They have not been right up there for the majority of the tournament, but their last couple of days, pretty much since they were here on Tuesday,
Yep.
since Gary Kelly just went bang, 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 bang. Well, the Sydney Lions, from being in the top two for 90% of this competition, now have to finish in fourth and will have to play in the first elimination final against the Melbourne Pulse. So the Pulse finish in fifth position on 12 wins and 10 losses. They move from eighth all the way through to fifth. The Tweed Ospreys, they miss altogether. So that is a disaster of a day for them, losing 2 games on the trot. Losing one and winning one, beating the Tridents from a set down. So the Ospreys are out. The Jets somehow finish in third, coming from nowhere. Quiet achievers, but we'll start with what it looks like. The Sydney Lions will take on the Melbourne Pulse in the first final at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Then the winner of that will go on to face the Geelong Jets, who finish in third. Then the winner of that will go through to the prelim. Loser is out. The prelim, the winner of the Jets versus Lions or Pulse match will take on the loser of the Steamers and the Pulse. The winner of the Steamers and Pulse go through to the grand final, and then the other prelim will decide the other winner. But there it is, from 4 o'clock, it's the Pulse and the Lions, then the winner of that to meet the Jets, then the qualifying final between the Suns and the Steamers. We've got a massive night ahead on Friday night. What a tournament it's been on Rinkside Live. It has been absolutely sensational. And Matty Lucas, thank you for everything, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing this with you, or bringing this to you with you all week. You've been brilliant as per usual, and looking forward to hopefully many more.
Yeah, mate, I've enjoyed myself. And a big thank you to you and Connor for, you're doing all the heavy lifting here. I turn up and talk about bowls. That's the way it runs. So you've led me in really well. Best of luck for the rest of the tournament, and onwards and upwards.
Certainly will be, and you can get around Matt at the decisivedeliveries.com. Is that correct?
Yeah, something like that.
Yep, decisivedeliveries.com if you want some expert coaching from the former ride at home at Jackaroo that he is, Connor. You've been unreal, mate, so well done to you getting all the pictures sorted, and it's been an absolute pleasure as per usual, so well done to you.
Thank you, Val. Looking forward to tonight's finals.
Yes, we certainly are. BPL Cup starting in just under half an hour's time, so we're going to get over there and do some rink announcing for that. The Dolphins from Musgrave Hill, not Musgrave,
Paradise Point.
Paradise Point. Yep. There's too many clubs on the Gold Coast. Paradise Point up against St John's Park, so looking forward to that. And Troy Corbett, one of our events team members here, he's pumped. He's from Paradise Point himself. But as Matty Lucas takes a quick selfie, there we go. Jump in there. And, thank you for listening as well. It's been a pleasure bringing you all of the action at BPL22. Finals still to come at 4 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time. But from me, Val Febo, Connor Munnings and Matt Lucas, thank you very much. We'll catch you in about 10 days' time from Devonport at the Nationals. So we won't be saying goodbye for too long. See you then. Have a great day. Enjoy the BPL Finals at Club Pine Rivers.